What you guys started with? Anything to drink every morning?
Strawberry lemonade and the water.
Is the raspberry lemonade okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
What about for you?
I have a raspberry lemonade too.
All right. And if we have enough time to like that menu, or we need some more times.
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I think I know what I want too.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna do a tour of Italy.
it was tour of Italy. This super salad for you.
Soup.
This soup.
The
Chicken and gnocchi.
yeah.
What about for you?
We're gonna double down on that tour of Italy, but I want salad.
Over West Side, everybody know everybody, right? I got nothing but love in my heart for West Side niggas, nothing but love.
Live from Detroit, live from Detroit,
Pink suits with hats to match, big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks? This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on our mind.
What up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, aka the Tinfoil Hat Titan, aka the Conspiracy Realist, aka the Technology Snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text with your green bubbles, aka I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you know you can't run without me. Mister, if you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me, aka the West Side T'Challa, the new leader of Wakanda. Don't debate me, debate your mama. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, though? It's your man Dame Gone Wild, the West Side Landlord, Prada PA, High Chief Dame Don't Fuck Around, the liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, and the David Ruff at the ShopTalk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. What's no better than these 4 letters? Thank God for Dame. And if you're speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. If you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you're not saying it right. It's the Honorable Judge Boss Damon, this bitch, all rise, and a motherfucking black belt. It's time for the goddamn Kumite. Let's go. I am hungry as shit.
Man, I ain't.
Maybe because I just walked in here.
Well, listen, welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 465
On
yours, live from the Garden of Olives. You feel me?
Peak dining experience.
Man,
You always tried to knock Olive Garden off like it's not a good place to eat. It's crowded as fuck. It's good quality food for the. We didn't even look at the menu.
like why? I'm going on. You know what the title of this episode is? That's where I'm.
Tour Italy. We're going on the tour
here.
today.
It's unfortunate that I had to take myself here first. I laid out a game plan. I had a one person take me up on the offer, but not all the way yet.
Okay.
But we're here.
Yeah,
Taking a tour.
We're just gonna take our own selves up on the offer.
Taking a tour, and I haven't really eaten all day. You know what I'm saying? I had like a $3 pizza from Myers or some shit I had in the fridge. Frozen. I keep a couple one of them bitches in the freezer just in case. You feel me?
I mean, you're a single man.
10 minutes in the oven. Oh, I love pizza. I eat great pizza. I eat horrible pizza. It don't fucking matter. Like,
so I always remember the analogy that pizza is like sex. It's still pizza.
that's why it's so closely related in verbiage to another word.
It's still pizza. So I mean,
yeah. But we back up in this thing. How was your week, my brother?
Week was good, man. I'm actually coming from daddy-daughter dance. That's why I have on adult clothes to see.
Okay.
Me and my little lady had a good time.
It is that season.
Yeah, man.
I had to switch some days off with a guy last week so he can go to his daddy-daughter shit.
Yeah, ours was today. So, shout out to her little friends. They had a good time. You know what's funny is that they be all excited for the dance and shit. But as soon as they homegirls come, it was like they was trying to play musical chairs with the dance. Like, can we move over there and sit with? There was one dad at the table. I didn't kick it with him before because our daughters play basketball and volleyball together.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to go sit come on, Dad, let's move and go sit at Morgan table. Ain't nobody sitting up over there with us. He was like, her daddy's sitting up over there with her. And that's good enough.
You know, it's my bad. Do you think it's a thing where the kids really want to go to this daddy-daughter day dance because they love their dad, everything, but they also want to prove they have a father? And that's probably like a thing inside of certain schools when like there is no dad in there.
I don't know, man, because like the dad population of her school, we deep. I mean, we filled out we sold out the venue we was in. Like
That's good to hear.
we was deep.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
How old are the dads? They vary, and they like, what's the?
I'm like right in the middle. Like there's some dads, like her homegirl that was sitting with us, Riley, her dad is like mid to late 50s.
All right,
He an older dude, but like
that's gonna be me.
yeah. But then, you know, like the younger the kids typically, like the younger the father. There are definitely fathers there and like their late 20s. And then, you know, grandfathers, you know, people standing in as dads. So there's a nice mixture, man. But like all the dads at the end of about the end of the night, DJ was playing only shit that the girls was like rocking with. They want to do the turbo hustle. They want to do the Tamia hustle. You know, they doing all of that shit.
You see dude who did the remix to her shit?
Yeah.
Hey, I like it. I like that shit.
But at the end of the night, like all the dads had the same look on their face. We all tired as hell. Everybody then came from work and do whatever they got to do. Thank you. But when it comes to your daughter, it's like you just got to, you know, you just suck that shit in. Like it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Cheese on the.
I absolutely want cheese on the salad.
Yes, please. That's a big ass salad.
I know. I was saying just for me.
That's cool. Thank you.
I mean, I will share with you if you would like some salad.
You good, my G? I'm cool with my soup.
You sure I brought an extra salad plate?
Leave that nigga play. Thank you. He ain't had no vegetables all week.
Oh, man.
Nigga, fine fucking dining.
Man, nigga, ain't shit. You could come here and just eat.
Soup, salad, and bread.
Yeah, all day. Like it's not a thing. I think this might be a tour or that we go on. It's on that side.
Oh, okay.
I think that I might have to pull up on Chili's next week.
Where?
Chili's.
I'm not even mad at that.
I'll be at work. I'll be seeing this fucking commercial for this burger, fries, and the unlimited chips and salsa for $10. I'm like, nigga, that's a podcast waiting to happen.
I'm cool with that whole meal.
Yeah, for sure.
So what else popped off this week?
What if we did this as? Nah. You know, you think any of our guests can cook?
No. I don't think we have one person.
Not guests, I'm sorry. Listeners. Like, what if we did a shop talk? Somebody prepared us a meal and we did one at their place of picking. I don't know. Say house, they rest, whatever the case may be.
I'm down. I'll go.
Man, I did something this week that I don't think I ever did before.
What?
Maybe one other time. So when I be at work, I go grab something to eat. Sometimes I'll be wanting like some food, and I don't have anything. So let me go to Panda Express, you know,
Okay.
with some orange chicken, some rice. And every time I do that, niggas be like, man, Panda Express food is so nasty. I was like, why? I'm like, nigga, this should be good as fuck for me. So I went and got me some Chinese food this week. And by Chinese food, I mean orange chicken and fried rice. You know, a spot right there on 6 Mile and Telegraph.
Okay.
I used to take my ex here all the time. Her family, pick up food, a couple of different exes. Like, that is a spot.
Right.
Also see this food review guy doing shit out here all the time and shit too. So I went there and got me some the other night. $15. A lot of fucking food, by the way. Ate that shit for 3 days. Ate it that night for dinner, the next day for lunch, and then the next day for dinner again.
You got your money's worth.
For sure. But it was just okay, though. Like, it wasn't bad at all. A lot of food. But I'm like, technically, the fucking, the Panda Express is like, the rice is not better. The rice at the Chinese joint was better, but the chicken and the salt, I'm like, that shit better. I don't know. But I'm not like a Chinese food. Yeah.
But all Chinese food is not made equal.
But all Chinese food is either just noodles, rice, and chicken, or noodles, rice, and shrimp, right? Like what else is in there that
Ain't really no beef. I mean, maybe beef and broccoli, pepper steak.
Yeah, I mean you can do that shit at what you call it? Panda too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when people say they want Thai food, that shit is chicken and noodles or rice and noodles. Like all that shit the same food. Different sauces or different seasonings, but like it's the same food, right? Or am I tripping?
I think Thai is a little bit different. It's more.
It's noodles or rice. Like
I'm about to say it's real chicken heavy. All I know is them motherfuckers don't be eating a lot of fried and processed shit, and they'll be living forever. There's some of that food that they know that we didn't figure out. They'll be steaming the fuck out their rice, steaming them vegetables. They'll swirl that shit around in some MSG, but
MSG for sure. It's the one dude I follow. He a comedian and he a cook. He love that MSG. Like,
yeah, that food before that.
Uncle something? His name like Uncle something. He funny though. How dare y'all disrespect the Olive Garden like this, man? I come here and eat this fucking soup any day of the week, man.
I don't know if this one particular lady listens to the show, but I know we've had interactions with her, and she's a chef. And I love to try some of her food.
Oh, we got something coming up shortly.
Okay.
But it is amazing. It is 100% amazing. Have you been watching, I don't think we talked about it last week, but Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James conversation. We talked about it in the group, but we didn't talk about it on the pod.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to the Power Hour, man. We need to get back together.
That nigga bullshit, man.
I'm down, man. But somebody, I think one of the twins working on Sunday. And if this is going to be me and you, I mean, that's Shop Talk.
Stop asking. I'm like, look, I'm going to be available whenever for the most
Which
part.
I'm still down for if it's just me and you. But the Power Hour need to be, 3 or more need to be gathered.
Right. So what do you think about this whole Stephen A? I mean, because you had thoughts before this even kicked off. Like,
never thought Bronny was an NBA player.
Check on that food for you guys.
all right,
Okay.
Set up.
absolutely.
I didn't think Bronny was an NBA player yet. I really thought some time in the G League, really a whole season in the G League, will serve him well. Not to say that he can't ball, but the Lakers are a playoff team. And it's going to be hard for him to hit the minutes and the development that he needs while they especially making a run towards the playoffs. You don't trade Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic just to be a 6-7 seed. Like you're trying to make something happen.
Had 12-1 since Luka been back.
That's what I'm saying. But they lost 3 in a row. They just lost 3 in a row. So my thing is, I think now that we got the pageantry out the way, Bron and Bronny on the court together and all of that, send that young man to the G League.
Keep him in the G League because he keep going. But every time he have a good game, y'all pull him back up. But like,
He need to play 30, 40 games in the G League, get his confidence up, get his scoring average up. I think if he really had the minutes, he can contribute 15 points a game, maybe give you 3 or 4 assists, a couple rebounds. But playing in the NBA after the playoff, after the All-Star break, this is where the league is serious. You know what I'm saying? This is where niggas trying to really make that run.
so, but what do you think about Stephen A. comments about, like, he talked to LeBron, like, as a father, you got to stop doing this. Because that's what actually sparked it off. Because everybody been saying he's not ready for prime time yet. But he was like, as a father, you got to stop it. So then LeBron comes talk to him third quarter of a game. So then Stephen A. Smith goes on Gilbert Arenas and them show. And I watched it. And I heard Stephen A.'s take. And if I'm being honest, because I was very complimentary to Brian, giving him a chance or whatever. Bronny, rather. And I still am. But I understood exactly what Stephen A. Smith was saying. There are a lot of fathers who have been in the league whose sons play basketball. None of them said, if you draft my son, I'm coming to play there no matter what the contract is. It ain't about the money.
Right.
Like, you did that. Like, you said that. You also said via tweet 2 years ago, man, I'm laughing at these guys on League Pass. The Bronny better right now than half these guys. Some of these guys are watching the League Pass right now. LOL. Like, fam, you do know what you're doing, right? Like, you putting a target on his back.
It's pretty warm. Please be careful.
Thank you.
You done with that?
No, I'm gonna keep it for a second.
Same with this place.
All right, thank you.
Now, do you guys like cheese on top?
Please. I ain't got no problem with Brian did, because as a father, I think your natural instinct is to stand up for your child.
But when you set him up for failure, like you marketed yourself as his father. So when somebody comes to you saying, as a father, you should stop, because you did that. You know what I'm saying? You know how the league is. And you, LeBron James, you know when somebody ready and when you're not ready. And like you said, he was better than what he was, right? Then he had the heart issue, right? So we was like, oh shit. But then
Y'all can play a whole season of college basketball.
y'all doubled down and said, no, we still coming. Like, everybody was down for it, but like he not no worse than any other 55th pick. You feel me? But like, once, and he was like, look, opening day, y'all had Ken Griffey, his daddy out there, the whole pageantry and shit. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna clap him, do whatever. Send that nigga down to the G League and let's get this shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a production. We get it. We happy. You deserve that. But when you still trying to put him in games, they send Tyrese Maxey out there and they cook him because
expose him.
Because you told them when he was still in high school, he was better than some of the guys you was watching in the NBA. Oh, we heard you. Just like when LeVar Ball was talking about how good his sons is, we gonna test them out when they get here. LiAngelo ain't in the league right now because he talks so good on him. And like when we test him out, he's like, nah, we ain't see that. That's not, it ain't nothing wrong with pumping your kid up. But like, why would you subject him to all that scrutiny by pumping him up? And then like, you said wherever team he gets signed to, you'll come. It ain't about the money. Like, we had this conversation when Biden said he was gonna pick a black VP no matter what. like you undercut Kamala. No matter how good she is, like when you already make your mind up, like you undercut the person's talent.
Right.
So when you tell somebody, I'm coming wherever you get drafted, oh, we picking them. Like,
Because you know you get the LeBron show for
yeah,
2-3 years.
you didn't do this the correct way. And no one else has ever done this either. Kenyon Martin didn't go around and say and do that. Like, nobody did that shit.
But it's different. Kenyon wasn't an active player in the league when his son got drafted.
He wasn't sitting around on television saying,
Yeah, I think we need some more bread whenever we get a chance. Thank you.
Another drink?
Please. I think the biggest mistake with the Bronny thing is, yeah, he did hype him up. And now that he's in the NBA, he's subject to scrutiny like any other NBA player. He's not immune from that shit. I can understand, and I don't blame Bron as a father for wanting to protect your child. But now that the boy done been exposed and we see what he really is, the best way to protect him is to send him to the G League and stop the circus. Maybe in a year or two, he'll be the player that you'll prove us wrong. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll be the player that you said he was going to be, and we'll have to eat crow. But right now he's not there. He's just not ready. And you can't force him into being ready. He needs time. He needs development. He needs to be on the court, but he's not going to get the minutes that he needs to be the player that he needs to be on an NBA court right now.
and you also, as much as you want to, you can't fight his battles because you make him look weak again.
Yeah.
He said, Stephen A. like, he's sitting courtside and he see Bronny run up the court, and Bronny say, looking over at him. He say he looked kind of like sad and defeated. And he was like, that's probably why Brian came over to him, because like, I'm like, fam, you can't feel
Good.
pretty good.
We're good.
Thank you. Mhm. Like, fam, you know what type of niggas out here, dog. You're not doing your son no favors, man. And if you market yourself as his dad and you do all that stuff as his dad, why is somebody so wrong for saying, well, as his dad, you need to stop it?
Is he doing him a favor? Yes and no.
What's the favor?
The favor is playing with your dad for, let's just say they play together the next 2 years. Till Brian get that franchise in Las Vegas. He's learning how to be a professional with his father. He's learning the road, learning how to dress, move, train like a professional with one of the best in the business. Now, I'm sure there's a lot he probably teach him at the crib, but it's different when you're applying it to real life. And then time with your kids, both y'all doing what y'all love, that's just not something you'll ever be able to get back or replicate. But he is doing them a disservice with the fact, thank you, that he got them playing on an NBA team, regular schedule, and trying to figure it out. Because he's not ready for that.
The disservice came from before he even got there. You set him up because you was like the kid who was a high school player, a good high school player, not a great one. People was even mad he made the McDonald's All-American team. They thought people should have been above him. Colin Hurd was like, he was a college player, not a great college player, not a good college player, just a college player.
Right?
And then he had the heart stuff, right? And then y'all was like, fuck it, we pushing forward. He went to the league.
We're so excited.
If after first game of the season, y'all done sent him down to the G League, because he been balling, he been doing a good job in the G League. I don't know, man, it's just tough. It's tough.
Isaiah Thomas ass in the G League. Now, Isaiah Thomas is a little bit older, but I mean, one time a formidable NBA player.
I know, man. When you do all this stuff and you be facing the NBA, like what you expect? You a smart guy. You know What you expect was gonna happen?
You know, I think all of us dads are kind of, because I've been guilty of it too. You just try and protect your child. And I think that natural instinct kicks in, that you just want to protect her.
I don't see that it kicked in though, because nothing that you've been doing says I'm protected. It looked like you putting them in more harm's way, not physical harm, but like emotional and like. You think the niggas in the NBA respect Bronny? Like you know how important the respect of your peers are. You know how people gonna come at him if he was your son in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's important. You've been in the league longer than some of these kids been alive. Like, I'm not in this situation, but it don't look like the protective portion kicked in. It looked like you did some shit for your own ego because you wanted to play with your son and make this as a thing. Like, I don't know how much that was for Bronny and how much of that was for your own ego. I don't know. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, but.
You think he'll do it again for Bryce?
Bryce is better than Bronny, though. It looks like he's going to be better than Bronny.
He's taller. It looked like he can shoot, you know, when I see highlights of him. But, I mean, he do look to be at least 6'5".
You can't do that for Bryce. You ruined that route already.
I don't know, man. We heard LeVar talk tough and got two of his sons top 3 draft picks.
But they could ball. They didn't have to go to the G League. Leangelo did. He had to go to the G League, and he didn't pan out. But the other two, they can actually ball.
Yeah, you're right.
And they wasn't coming back from like a near fatal incident. That's a lot, man. And if y'all remember on this pod, I'm rooting for Bronny still. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think your pops is doing you no favors.
It's still really early in the book of LeBron James Jr. in terms of who and what he's going to be. I just hope this is an obstacle he can overcome. In 3 years from now, just fine, thank you. In 3 years from now, we're looking at an all-star player.
All-star? No. In 3 years? No.
Maybe.
No, we're not. You're not.
Maybe, Jay. Stranger things have happened.
Not really. Not really.
Cade wasn't an all-star player 3 years ago.
He only been in the league for 4 years.
This Brian's his first year, man. We don't know.
Cade was the number 1 pick. And he didn't spend no time in the G League. He didn't have to go down and then come back up. And he's been consistently like putting up numbers. The numbers of this year are ridiculous. I was on the trade Cade team last year, by the way. Or this summer.
Last year, you was talking about let's get what we can for the nigga.
Yeah. Because at that point, it was 2 injuries, more turnovers than assists. We extended him, and he playing worth his contract. They've been talking about he could possibly be the next face of the league. I'm so tired of this face of the league conversation. Ain't no more face of the league.
The NBA needs that.
To do what?
To help drive young consumers. You got to sell jerseys. You got to sell out arenas. Who do the kids want to come see?
They want to see whoever they feel like they want to see whoever they play with on the game.
We had so much on Anthony Edwards, and now he just turning out to be a jackass. So he can't be the face of the league.
The face of the league was usually like the best player or somebody with a thing that couldn't nobody else do. Steph was the face of the league because I shot the blood out that bitch. I've made more three-pointers than anybody has ever made.
4,000 made three-pointers.
Like, come on, man.
He made 4,000 last night. He could possibly hit 5,000 if he could play another 3 years. Now, he just turned 37 a day.
Steph can play another 5 years if you feel like it.
I don't know if the knee's gonna hold up.
Catch and shoot. It's always a nigga you throw the ball to just shoot to.
You still got to jump, put your back into it.
I bet you he can make 3-pointers without leaving the ground. He can shoot them bitches like free throws.
He probably could.
The last thing to go is a nigga shot, is a nigga jumping. He can play. Now, will he play? Probably not. Steve Kerr said, when Steph retired, I retired.
I mean, you go with the money.
What I'm about to do next? I got 4 rings with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, who I'm supposed to coach next?
Nobody. And Golden State is an older team. You got Draymond, Steph, Jimmy Butler. They all got some miles.
Them the oldest niggas on the team. Everybody else young as fuck.
I don't want to coach them young. I don't want to coach a team full of YNs. When the money gone, I'm gone. It's Steph Curry, the money.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, we talk about Steph Curry's birthday. Speaking of birthdays, we got a shout out to the 411 legend, Motor City Oprah, celebrating her birthday today. We're recording this on March 14th. I saw Cheyenne post some video and some pics. She on a cruise enjoying her 30 plus. I don't know exactly what the birthday is, and I ain't even gonna joke around about a woman in her age, because Cheyenne is my friend. Regardless of how many jokes I throw at her, she's my friend. So happy birthday to her. Posthumously, this would have been my father's birthday as well.
Where? I didn't know that.
Yeah, him and Cheyenne got the same birthday.
This day, 5 years ago, was the last day we was outside. Cheyenne's birthday. So yesterday, March 13th, would have been our 200th episode of Shop Talk.
Right.
And then the next day.
Crazy to believe we had that celebration.
Yeah. And that next day was Cheyenne's birthday party. And after that, niggas was inside for the rest.
For the better part of 3 years.
Yeah.
Like legit for the better part of 3 years.
Listen, man. Italy owes me nothing.
I was telling somebody I was coming here, and she was hating. She like, the portion's smaller. I said, I don't give a fuck.
This is a big ass plate. I'm not done eating.
I have 3 options. I don't give a fuck if the portions is smaller. I'm still gonna eat this shit.
Did you see that video I sent you today? I said for the show.
Yes, with the woman talking about how women think their husbands hate them.
The woman didn't know that most husbands think their wives don't like them. They said they asked them, do your wife love you? And it's like, yes, for sure. Do you think they like you? And they say no. And she was talking about, I didn't know me pushing my husband to be better comes across as this or comes across as that. And I see all the women in the comments of,
manifest, girl. You right, to the table.
let me explain something.
You his blessing.
And I really do mean this. And I know people are not a monolith. You feel me? But generally speaking, women, maybe you just not a nice person and you have way too much ego for you to assume just because you a woman, you make that person a better person. What I mean by that is, I've said this on the pod before. I'll speak for myself. I've never got with a woman and thought, man, I can't wait to what she will become. Like when I meet the person, I am satisfied with who they are right now. So I made a comment on that post and it was like, man, it's so unfortunate that they don't know this feeling here, but I offer a different perspective. If the person I'm with always wants me to tweak who I am to be a better version of myself. And then it feels like that's the your current version cool, but I really want the other version of you. So I'm gonna constantly tweak you. I'm gonna constantly push you to be the version that I actually want. I married you, but I want you to be a different version of yourself. And some people in the comments was like, no matter what, I'm always gonna push my husband to be better and better and better and better and better. That's like gluttony. Like will you ever be content with what God has given you? Or like you never gonna be content with me, who I am like right now? I'm not enough. And if my other half always wants me to be better than I was yesterday or whatever. I get the sayings and everything like that, but like, fuck all that shit. After a certain nigga, you within about 5 to 7% of yourself, you are who you are, right? How can I feel love if I don't feel that you even want this version of me? You want a future possibility of me that you made up in your head that don't actually exist.
There's 2 points I'm going to make to that. I remember being in, you all right?
Yeah.
I remember being in marriage counseling, and the pastor told us that men get married hoping that she will never change, and women get married hoping that he will change. And women's version of men is so unrealistic because, like, a perfect example is my daughter and her little friends. They starting to be preteens, teenagers.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No, I'm good. I'm good on mine. They preteens, teenagers, and they got this idea in their head what the perfect little boyfriend is gonna act like. He gonna bring me flowers to school. He gonna open my door. He gonna be sweet. He gonna text me good morning. He gonna text me good night. And they start developing that shit young, and it continues to grow as they get older, where they have this perfect version of a man with no flaws. He is just a pleaser, and he does whatever he can to make their world happier, while they have to do nothing. They just show up, and because I'm here, he wants to do everything that I want him to do to make me happy, because I'm his girlfriend, I'm his woman, and why wouldn't he want to spend every day, waking moment, trying to please me and give me everything that I want?
That's unhealthy.
But Jay, we know women 40 plus still looking for princess treatment. And I think you said that video like your grace.
You're great.
The king,
Madam.
the king is dead. You're not a princess. The king is dead. You're
Like-
Cersei. You're Cersei Lannister.
If you want to be a princess, you're a grandmother. What do you mean a princess?
Your grandbaby is the princess.
Your grace. Oh, shit.
And I get wanting to be treated with love and respect, but like, it sounds bad when we say it, but like at some point we got to be realistic. Your value does change. I don't look like my son. You know what I'm saying? When I look at my son, he looked like I did 20 years ago. He handsome. He's stocky. He got a head full of hair, a full beard, no gray. He's strong. I don't look like that no more. My hair is gone. My beard is starting to gray. I think I still look handsome, but I don't look like I'm 22 handsome no more. And I realized that. I'm not pulling the same type of women I did when I was 22 because I'm 40 plus.
I can't think of a thing that I want the woman to be quote unquote better at. Because I don't even look at women that way. As in like, cook better for me, clean better for me, or whatever. I was happy with you when I met you. Like I wouldn't like marry somebody who was mean to me. Like over time, she gonna lose that meanness about it, and now she gonna start speaking life into me. And whatever.
If she mean to me while we dating, the dating ain't gonna go far.
So, and I'm not saying that's something that every single person does, but the idea that I have to make the person that I'm with better, that's never gonna be your job. No, like as a man, you're not making your wife better, and the wife not making you better. Now, she can put you in a position of have you so happy that you want to improve yourself. But that's not like manipulation. I'm actively trying to make you better. You're not me. I don't like, and I think via the comments, they all talk about it like that's their job. Like their mission is to make the other person better. As if you
Bitch, what are you doing to make yourself better?
like,
When did you become
like you're
perfect?
the determining factor of what makes the other human like whole or like I don't. It's a weird
It's a
thing.
weird bag. And then
And that's why when they did this study and she reading this book, I had no idea that men don't think that that their wives like them. Yeah, they feel that you want to take away all the joy in the room. You don't laugh too hard, or your girl gonna be like, "What you laughing at in the motherfucker?" Like, it's a thing. Stereotypes come from a place.
nigga, it was a comedian, and I wish I could find the clip. And he was talking about women, men, and happiness. Like a nigga can just be sitting on the porch, looking off into the backyard, catching the breeze with a brew in his hand, and be completely happy. Your wife gonna walk past and see you outside, happy and smiling, like, what the fuck is going on with this nigga? How is he experiencing happiness and I'm not around? Because she think your happiness should evolve around her. There's so many niggas that I know that gave up the shit that made them happy in order to please a woman.
It's like if my husband is the janitor, I want him to own the janitor company. Cool, I get it. That sounds virtuous, the whole 9 yards. Well, what if that motherfucker ain't the own the company type? What if he is happy doing that? If my son, what if your husband just want to teach?
You guys want to take a little piece of your lasagna, Victor?
Yeah.
I'm not taking that home.
I
I'm not taking that home.
Just clearing out some pussy weight left.
But like, you a teacher. That's what I want to do. Man, I don't want to open up my own fucking school. I just want to teach.
I don't want to be a principal.
Maybe I'm a painter and I want to paint. I don't want to own an art gallery. I don't want to sell for. But you'll be better if stop trying to. You looking at me as an unfinished project, and I'm not that. I'm a whole human being.
You know, one thing I loved and hated about the pandemic is that we all discovered different things about us because we had to do shit to occupy the time because we couldn't go outside. We couldn't do certain shit. For me, I picked up tattooing. I bought a tattoo kit off of Amazon. I bought some fake skins, some cantaloupes, and I learned how to, I'm not going to tattoo nobody else but me, but I learned how to tattoo a little bit, or at least I found enjoyment in learning how to tattoo.
It's okay to have a hobby that's not attached to a financial gain.
Like Nick, my homeboy liked to build model cars. That's just what he liked to do.
My father.
He liked to build model cars and Lego sets.
My father has turned the living room and dining room into a train station. There is a giant train station in the living room and dining room. I don't know how his wife allowed him to do this shit, but my daddy apparently.
But see, that's the thing. He got with somebody that understood what he liked and didn't try and change that. He probably happy as hell. He eat dinner off a TV tray in the front room, and he turned his train set on and just watch it and just be happy.
It's a city. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an entire city and people and water and like my dad make all type of stuff.
But it did give him some sense of purpose, something that he could enjoy just to himself that can't nobody else fuck up or take from him. And his wife is at least strong enough to acknowledge that and let him have something that makes him happy.
Like, I don't know that. And I'm using the women as an example because the example came from a woman and all the comments that I saw with all the audacity as if it was their job to make their men better. I don't know that you understand that that's basically saying the version of my husband, this not going to be enough for me. And that would crush me if I found out that the version of myself that I am is not enough for my wife, but my wife is enough for me. Like, how does it, like, that will crush me.
Because I don't even look at her in that same way where I want to critique everything that she does.
Yeah, that's a weird bag to be in.
I'm not trying to critique her every movement. I understand that she ain't gonna cook like my mama. She ain't gonna clean like a fucking maid. But she smell good, she treat me well, and she make me happy. And at the end of the day, that's just enough for me.
Just because I'm curious. When you were married, your family living in the same house, did you have no responsibility to clean up after yourself?
No, I have. Yeah, absolutely.
I always hear this thing that when the wife got to clean, as if the man has no responsibility to clean.
So let me
the
say
whole
this.
entire house.
I would clean, but I'm not doing like her level of cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I gonna clean up behind myself? Yes. Am I gonna wash the dishes and wipe down the stove? Yeah. Cool. And that's cool for like a Thursday night. But like on Saturday, Sunday, she gonna get up and deep clean. It's gonna be bleach and all other type of shit. And she gonna do something different. But I have my own responsibilities. She never pulled the trash can down. She never take no trash outside. She never shovel snow or cut grass.
Like the idea that like, because I have a wife, I'm never touching the vacuum. Like, nigga, I'm a sweep. I'm a vacuum. I'm gonna wash the dishes. If I knock some chips over, yes, I'm gonna clean them bitches up. When I get out the tub, I'm gonna clean the tub out because that's just what we do in this house. You know what I'm saying? It's not like,
because it's nasty if you don't.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Because it's nasty as hell if you don't clean the tub out for the next person.
Now, I don't know how everybody's house operates, but the house I grew up in, it was a shared responsibility for everybody to clean up after themselves. Did my mama clean extra? Yeah. Sometimes my grandma came to clean for us. You know what I'm saying? When my mama had time and all that. But like the idea that like, for one hot second, we had a maid for a hot second. Which in retrospect, I think it was one of my mama's friends who probably was down on their luck at the time. And to assist, it was probably like, look, I'll give you X amount of dollars to come over here and clean and whatever. So like, because we just wasn't like the family that could have just
had a fucking maid.
Just had a fucking maid. You feel me? But that's literally what 100% what that.
Yeah, I remember my mom having like somebody come over and help clean like before like big events, Christmas, Thanksgiving. She might have somebody come help her clean. And they could take the fresh ones.
Those gotta be in there with the aroma of the old.
Whatever. We better not be coming down with something.
No, that's the last part, leaving. I was fucked up all a week ago.
But I'm just saying, man, like we just gotta do
like on human to human level, you gotta recognize that the other person that you with is a whole person and they got feelings too. And it's not your job to fix somebody. Ever.
It's never gonna be your job on a constant performance improvement plan.
Come on, man.
With no goals.
Do you like to be on a performance improvement plan at work? Nobody does. Can you imagine if you felt that way in your house?
And this nigga ain't got no set goals. Just better. Just better.
My goals are on a bell curve based upon your feelings about how my performance is. Yeah, I think you can have a better job. I think you can be in a better career. Like what is I want to push them to be better. Better what?
Because she want to take more vacations. She want to go to Target more. She want to go to.
Now, if you think your husband should be a better father, you should. That's a conversation. Like, listen, the way that you talk to Junior, we can talk about parenting styles and stuff like that. But I don't get the impression that book was talking about. I want him to be a better father. Like
I want him to be the prince. I want him to be the king of my life.
Apparently they look like men don't think that y'all like them. They know that they love you, but they don't think that you like them because how you talk to them and how you treat them. And that is a giant problem. And fundamentally, because she was a very smart person. I looked at her page and she seemed to be educated, everything. And this was like a eye-opening thing for her. I'm like, so if the best of your bunch has no clue that you're alienating your other half, rather, yikes.
So she's the best out the worst, basically.
Yikes. That's tough, man.
Leave that nigga alone. He works 60 hours this week. Let him fucking play Call of Duty for 2 hours without saying shit. Let that nigga play 2K in peace.
I let you come home and scrapbook. You take all that pictures out of magazines and you
And glue them on paper.
your vision board. You ain't got that Bentley yet. How about you be better then? It's like
She would have a Bentley if you had a better fucking job, Jason. If you weren't just a supervisor and was a fucking area manager, y'all could go to Cabo this weekend.
I'm not leaving the country, buddy. you
Not right now.
you can forget about that. You invite me somewhere out in the country, I'm not going.
You fuck around and be stuck there.
Not going, dog.
Because Trump making enemies across the world.
I don't know, man.
These 200, 300% tariffs,
We ain't opposing nobody that.
no, other countries are opposing it to us.
Well, Canada had that shit since the 80s. You feel me? Then China put some extra shit on top of them. Like, and then the other day, they were like, we putting a 25% tariff on America and New York and all the other bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
New York, Minnesota, Michigan on the energy.
Niggas on that motherfucker talking heavy shit. 24 hours later, took all that shit back. Like, wait a minute, my nigga. He said, I'm not budging on nothing. It's gonna be like that, and it might go up. And then he came
If
back.
it's been like that, it's gonna.
Then he came back and had in the head. Well, you know, we talked it over, and we're gonna pause for right now, and everybody keep jumping out the window because
It's been like that. It's been like that.
because ultimately all of us need each other, right? Everybody come to the table. When everybody is a little bit mad, it's a great deal. If somebody ends a deal, one person happy, no, we good. We can get into we can
Yeah, then we'll be together or something.
separate. I don't know this thing.
I felt that.
He ain't putting out, so he's back.
Pause. But when you make a
Same one. So you pick either get one or two. You're all
Perfect. All right, thank you.
at the table too.
all right.
Yeah, man, they came back hat in hand and said, you know, we was tripping. But in any good negotiation, everybody should leave a little disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
Because nobody gonna get everything that they want. And that's fine. You're not supposed to. But Canada was taking all the liquor off the shelves. We ain't gonna sell nothing American. Y'all tripping. Everything straight?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let me get my receipt out.
I swore I thought you was taking me out to dinner.
Why would you think that?
I don't know. Just seemed like the gentlemanly thing to do.
I still need a wife to make me better.
Right, because you're not you're not the Jay Johnson you could be yet.
Right, I'm not as good as I can be. So look, we 55 minutes in. We got pretty much a whole pod.
Sound good to me. You got a whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this? So I saw the alleged divorce settlement between Tiana Taylor and Amon Shumper. Then I saw somebody post today the divorce settlement between Mary J. Blige and Kendu. And I saw everybody, women, in the comments saying how whack that is, how fucked up that is, how he's not a man or whatnot. And I said, well, if Tiana Taylor can do it, then he can too. But like,
Finish with that?
yes. All the comments was like, oh, it ain't the same. It's this, it's that.
Of course it's not the same because it's a woman.
They said he was cheating. He was the adulterer. You mean to tell me that Tiana Taylor wasn't fucking no women during that? Didn't do that? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, he was the adulterer and other. My nigga, this how it go. Whoever got the most money got to give it up to the person who got the less money, male or female. It's just how it is. So, Kendu, who was her actual manager too, by the way.
Her
Mary?
lover and her secretary.
Yeah, her husband wasn't the breadwinner in that situation. She had to give it up. That's just how the game go, my nigga. And I'm sorry if you feel that it shouldn't be this way. Stop trying to be equal if you don't want to be equal. It is what it is. Who mans to that? Kendu, that's my man. And he from Detroit. It is what it is.
You know, a Detroit nigga gonna scam a woman out some money.
No, he got what he deserved.
Whose man's is this? I do got a whose man's, I do got a music pick of the week. Not a whose man's is this, but my music pick of the week is I Swear Vezo, Big Sean, and Skilla Baby, Worth Something. Off Vezo new project, Undefeated. Yo, shout out to Vezo. I've been seeing the videos floating around with GT, Big Sean, and Vezo shooting the video, shooting in front of Zorbas. And Vezo putting his arm around Big Sean, and they taking a picture behind him as a show of solidarity for Sean in the city. I like when East Side niggas and West Side niggas can come together and, you know, show it's all about Detroit.
Detroit niggas. Ain't no issue with East and West Side niggas in the city.
No, we just like to
That shit was
take
like
jabs.
That shit was like 15 years ago. And it was with just two specific crews. It wasn't because they was from the West Side, one was from the East. They just had issues, and them niggas squashed and pieced that shit up a while ago. So, you know, everything's all good.
But that's my music pick. It's already on the playlist. Listen to it. Ride out to the whole playlist. It's dope. I've curated a masterpiece. You're welcome.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah, do your shit, man.
Yo, it's your man Dame going wild on everything that matters. Invite us over for dinner. We'll podcast with you and your family.
Yeah.
We'll critique your mid-ass food. And we'll tell you how you can be a better woman than your husband. When you see the blue and the black, when you see us anywhere, you know where the fuck we at. It's ShopTalk Podcast, bitch.
When you see the tour of Italy, you know we're up in that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Jay Johnson 313 on everything that matters. See the blue and the black, you know where we at. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller Podcast, but we are Jay and Dane.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
This shit was delicious.
Ooh.